Kiosk. Join me and my dad while we explore subscription boxes, the outdoors, gear and equipment, and other fun things and places. Before we get started, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Ding!
Well, we interrupt our regularly scheduled Through the Looking Glass series to bring you this Canadian Series 1. This was a series of 3 knives that came out somewhere in the 70s and 80s. I'm not really sure. If anyone knows, please hit in the comments and let me know when this series was started. I have a complete yet incomplete collection of the Series 1 here. Why do I say complete but incomplete? Well, I'm going to tell you. And this is the dangers of doing things on eBay. I just recently got the hiker, and I haven't even cleaned it up yet. It needs to be cleaned up. So, let's get started. I know this is the Alpiner. I already reviewed it for the Through the Looking Glass series. I have it listed between 80 and 83. Based off, I think, the what do you call that thing? The awl. Based off the awl. Now, unfortunately, it does have the fluted corkscrew. Unfortunately, my Alpiner, and you have to look really close, has lost the metal inlay part, came off. And there's a reason that laid on the plastic, and who knows, maybe someone was polishing the scales or something, and when they got it. And I hope you guys can see it. I think in the right angle and light, you can see the indentation where it used to have the Alpiner inlay on it. Now, this is the equivalent of the Passenger. It's the same tool set as the Passenger. This just was, and that's true of all these. These are, they have a counterpart. So next up in our series, we have, and this one kind of confuses me, but we have the hiker. And I'm going largest to smallest on this. Now, I just looked up a little bit of info on this. Now, I have not been able to 100% confirm if this series was, I don't think it was released all at once. I think it was over a period of time. And it was through a Canadian wholesaler called Simco, S-M-I-C-O. And it featured these 3 models on it. And these were all kind of previous, already released models. They just had the scale on it. And like I said, this late 70s or early 80s is best I could tell on these releases. So anyway, next up we have the hiker. Now the hiker, mine doesn't have the key ring. I haven't cleaned this up. I just recently received this. Now this one really confuses me, and I'll kind of tell you why. The dating on it puts it right at around 1980. You have your small pen blade, and it's basically it says it's the hiker, but it's actually a Spartan. It's an economy Spartan. But anyway, so you have your small blade, and you have your large blade. And the tang stamps on it, you have the Victorinox stainless rust-free with, on the back side, it says economy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but on the back side it says economy, and then that. And this tang stamp ran from This tang stamp ran from 77 to 1980 on that. So that's the tang stamp on the main blade. And next up you have the cap lifter. It doesn't have the wire stripper, but it doesn't have the 90 degree, which is 80, means it's between 80 and 85. So you have your wire bender, stripper, slotted screwdriver, cap lifter. And then on the other side, you have your can opener, and this is an after 1980 because there's no patent stamp on it, and you have your micro screwdriver. Now this is where it gets a little confusing to me, and the only thing I can conclude is that it's been replaced. and that is the corkscrew. The corkscrew is a 4-turn corkscrew, but it's not fluted. And the not fluted corkscrew didn't start until 91. And so that doesn't jive with everything else on this knife. So the only conclusion I can come to is that the original corkscrew was maybe broken and replaced. Unless somebody knows otherwise, and the economy versions didn't have a fluted corkscrew, but I think they were only making one corkscrew at the time, so I don't know. So if anyone out there knows, please comment below what they think the deal is with the corkscrew on this. Again, these are economy scales, so there's no toothpick or tweezers. You have the key ring, which the key ring is on the liner, and I believe that changed again in 91. So this is a pre-91 key ring that it became part of the back spring. And then of course we have the reamer all without the sewing eye, and this is tapered at the tip, which means it's pre-1983 when it's tapered at the tip like that. It's a pre-83 reamer all. So there's some, like I said, the corkscrew really throws me on this. But that's the hiker. So the hiker we can date around 1980. Now, next I have the scooter. Now, this one, I'm careful with it. Part of the inlay here, right over here, is starting to kind of lift. So I can't really sand this too much or anything. I don't know the best way to address this. You can see when you push on it, it kind of moves. I can see it lifted a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it in the thing that this side over here is lifting. But this is the scooter right here. The scooter was also an economy style. Unfortunately, this is not the scooter. I mean, the scales are. I got the scales for the scooter, but this knife is not meet the criteria for the scooter. And what I mean for that is it was an economy line. It's smaller than the rest. It's the 84 millimeter. Okay, so this is not a Recruit. This is a different model because it has these two back spring tools. So we'll get to those. But whoever replaced this, they used an older series knife to replace it with. Now, I know what the model is today, and I was just going to do a kind of a quick dating on this particular model. First off, you have your small blade, and the small blade is a clip point blade, and the clip point blades, they stopped putting those on in 1973. For our main blade tank stamps, we have Victorinox stainless rosary with Victoria Officer Swiss is a 57 to 83. Late 57 to, sorry. These tank stamps, as you can see, it has Victorinox Officer Swiss running through it with the crossbow kind of actually going through the Victoria. And the Victorinox Switzerland stainless rosary on the other side. This tank stamp run from late 1957 to 1973. So we know it's pre-73. Next up, we have the bottle opener. And the bottle opener with the wire bender stripper tool and the screwdriver. But if you'll notice, it's tapered inside here. That's because this has the sharpened wire stripper inside the bottle opener. And that sharpened wire stripper, I want to say that ran up to from 1951 to 1980, according to my list. You don't see it very often. So, next up, you have your can opener. And it has the patent stamp, which is 51 to 1951 to 1980 with the patent stamp on it and the micro screwdriver. And this is what makes this not the Recruit it should be and makes it a tourist is what it is. And that is these back spring tools, because this knife with these scales shouldn't have back spring tools. So someone has put these scales. Now, I could get a new Recruit and put these scales on there, but I'm not going to do that. If I found one that was in the right date range, I might. But anyway, so someone swapped these out. I'm perfectly happy to have gotten this. I don't know how much just the scales would be worth. I don't know. But anyway, so our corkscrew is a 5-turn corkscrew, which is pre-75, and it's fluted. So you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-turn corkscrew with the fluting, which is pre-1975. And you have the reamer all with the tapered point on the end here, which is pre-1973. There's a look at the 5-turn corkscrew with the fluting. So, my scooter isn't a scooter. And my Alpiner doesn't have the inlay on it. Other than that, I have a complete Canada 1 series. So I guess I'm still going to be on the lookout for the proper scooter and for a better scaled version. Now, this one, I've seen better scale versions going on eBay for about $300 to $350, and that's ridiculous. I'll pay $100 for it. I'm not going to pay much more than that. And that's about what these knives range for, is about $100. And I can clean this one up a lot better. I'll add a key ring back to it, and I'm going to clean it out. It's got a lot of kind of dirt and such in there. It needs to be cleaned and oiled, and I will be doing that with this one. So anyway, that's a look at the Canada 1 series Victorinox Swiss Army knife special release for the Simcoe company. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and remember, be nice to each other.